Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you a Ranger Rogue Crimson Mischief build guide in Baldur's Gate 3. So this is actually a really powerful class. We're going to start off with the Ranger, as the Ranger has a pretty decent start. You can also get heavy armor right off the bat if you go with the Ranger Knight, so I would focus mostly on dexterity, but if you really want to have heavy armor, you can go with this here. Now, the Bounty Hunter is another great choice because this is going to give enemies disadvantage on their saving throw against Ensnaring Strike, which is a nice crowd control option early in the game. I also really like the Beast Tamer, giving us the Find Familiar without a spell slot, and we can use the Raven because that's going to blind targets, which sets us up pretty well. As for our ability scores, dexterity is going to be our main stat. Now, if you have the Hag's Hair, take your dexterity at 17. It'll put it to 18, but otherwise, leave it at 16 there. And we do need a bit of wisdom as well as a constitution as well. So make your stats look something like this, and we'll be good to go. Dexterity is going to be our main stat, though. Wisdom's just for our saving, or for doing Ensnaring Strike. Now, I'll go over all the gear at the end of this video, and I gotta tell you, this build is really strong. At Ranger level 2, we're going to go with Ensnaring Strike because we took the proficiency for it. But if you didn't, Hunter's Mark is not bad for giving us a bit of extra damage. However, you can go with hand crossbows, and this will use your bonus action, so that's one thing to consider. Long Strider's nice too, and I also really like Fog Cloud. We'll take Fog Cloud next level. Now, for our fighting style, we can go with an archery fighting style, but this is going to be more of an up-close, in-your-face type build. So I think defense with a +1 armor class is actually a pretty solid choice. And also, 2-weapon fighting is a good one too, because we can add our ability modifier to the damage of our offhand attacks. However, it's really up to you if you want to go with defense or 2-weapon fighting. We'll go 2-weapon fighting here, but you got the choice there. Now, for level 3, we get to choose our subclass. And for our spell, I think Fog Cloud, because we can hide in this Fog Cloud. That's one thing that people really don't take advantage of, is you can use this, lay it down, go into it, hide into it, run out, and you're hidden. And as for our subclass, Gloom Stalker is extremely powerful on this build. This gives us the Dread Ambusher, giving us +3 to our initiative, as well as we get increased movement speed by 3 meters at the start of combat, and we can make an additional attack that deals an additional 1d8 of damage. We also get Dark Vision, the ability to hide with the bonus action, Umbral Shroud, and Disguise Self. So lots of goodies. The Gloom Stalker is very front-loaded, and next level we get to choose our feat. Now, I do think you could go Sharpshooter if you want to go with the crossbow approach, but I think the ability score improvement to take dexterity up to 18 is our best choice here. And then at next level, we get our extra attack here. So this is a big power spike for every class. And we also get level 2 spells. In addition, Misty Step. So I'm not going to be wearing this armor, but we got some pretty good armor choices here that's going to make this very powerful. And as for our next level spell, Spike Growth is super useful for crowd control, so we're going to go with that. It does require a concentration, so if you have any items that benefit from having a concentration, go with them. Now, we could continue the Ranger this way, but I actually think it's best to add in the Rogue at this point. This gives us sneak attacks, which will give us extra damage on targets that we have advantage against, and we also have the ranged version of that. For skill proficiencies, if you want to be lockpicking, go Sleight of Hand. Persuasion's not a bad one to go with, always. Persuasion's one of the most useful skills in the whole game. But we also want the Stealth, so make sure you have the Stealth proficiency. And Acrobatics can be pretty good too, so go with whatever one of these two you think works best for you. So I'm going to go Persuasion and Stealth. But next level, we get ourselves a bonus action, Dash, and Disengages. Pretty good to have. And then at 3rd level, this is where we get our nice spike. So there's 2 huge options we got here. Don't go Arcane Trickster. Thief will give us an extra bonus action, which actually pairs really well with the weapon. You can't see it right now, but we have the Belm, which is a very powerful weapon that we can pair this with. The Assassin's another good choice, giving us advantage on attack rolls against creatures that haven't taken a turn yet. And then any attack roll against a surprise creature is a critical hit. And the Assassin's Alacrity, whenever we attack, we get our action and bonus actions back. So 2 options here. We could go Thief for that extra bonus action, or we could have the Assassin for that first turn burst damage. I think the Assassin is a little better. If you're going to intend to take everyone out on your first turn, you can also disengage, run away, and go back again with the Assassin. The Thief has a bit more a bit more sustained damage because you get that bonus action every turn. That's an extra offhand attack. I'm going to go with the Assassin here to show you what can be done with this combination. And we could continue here to get ourselves the feat. We can also add in the Fighter. So there's a few choices. Like, we could go this. This is like, if we want to stick just Ranger Rogue, this is kind of good. We could continue on, take this to level 4, and you can put a couple more levels into the Ranger. But I think that actually adding in the fighter is great because it gives us a heal and a fighting style, which allows us to get that defense that we want. And then in addition, we also get action surge, so even further burst damage. This is pretty crazy. And you can also just disengage if you want at the end. So we also get a, we can choose our subclass here. And I think that the Battle Master is really nice because we get superiority dies that are D8s. But what we really want is a riposte here, which gives us the ability to attack again. If someone attacks us and misses, we can attack and deal an additional 1d8 damage. Huge. I also really like menacing attack for the potential to frighten the target. And trip attack to knock the target prone can set up our sneak attacks. So this is kind of the holy trinity there of choices. Finally, we get ourselves that last feat, and we get more health going this way, so that's nice too. And alert for extra initiative. We already have plus initiative, and I have an item that gives us even more initiative, but dexterity up to 20 is another good choice, because then we can wear some light armor. There's 2 armor choices, really. I was just wearing this one just for the thematic purposes, but we can go with the bhaalist armor or the armor of agility. So armor of agility puts our armor class up to 27, which is just crazy to think about. That's quite high. Or we could also go with the bhaalist armor. Now, the best part about the bhaalist armor is it'll set our armor class to 24, so we lose 3 armor class, but we double our damage, which is the big thing. So enemies within 2 meters are vulnerable to piercing damage unless they're resistant or immune, and we get a +2 to initiative. We also get a +3 to initiative from the Hellrider longbow. You can go with different types of bows, like if you really want to use Gaunter Mail to give yourself haste, that could be really good too. Or even like the Dead Shot to give us a higher critical hit chance. A few great options there. I want the Helm of Baldur to heal us, but really, whatever you got, the Assassin Ball will give us +2 to initiative as well, further stacking that. If you got other choices, like the Steel Watcher helmet can prevent us from being blinded, which is kind of nice. You got your free reign there, but I went the Helm Baldur for healing and can't be stunned, can't be critical hit, and we get +1 armor class. And the cloak, boots, and ring of protection for +3 armor class from all of those. However, the Deathstalker mantle, if you're the Dark Urge, that's our best in slot, turns us invisible after taking out an enemy. So this becomes crazy if you have that equipped. So I highly recommend going that route because being able to take out a target and hide from it's great. Helldusk gloves are great for initial 1d4 of fire damage, and you can even add in the Dark Justiciar for 1d4 of necrotic earlier in the game. If you didn't want to take 2 weapon fighting, gloves of the balanced hand will give that to you. So got a few different options here that'll give us the extra benefits that we're looking for. But even the where is it here? The War Master gauntlets are great too. Legacy of the Master for +2 to attack and damage rolls. So guaranteed damage versus the fire damage, but I think the Helldusk gloves work well. As for our main weapon, I mentioned Crimson Mischief. So this weapon is crazy strong. Deals an additional 1d4 of piercing against targets with 50% of their health or fewer. If we have it in the main hand, when we attack with advantage, the target takes an additional 7 piercing damage, which is doubled with our bhaalist armor. So 14 extra damage, and then that's not even starting to count our sneak attacks. So this gets crazy. I also have the Belm in the offhand, which allows us to do a perfectly balanced strike. So the cool thing about that is you can, so with our attacks, we can, I guess we got our choices there, but basically what you want to work on is making sure that you're attacking and getting the ability to do a offhand attack as well, because that's going to further damage the target really well. So you can go in there and you got that perfectly balanced strike, which attacks with your main hand weapon. So this further attacks with the Crimson Mischiefs, giving us an extra attack with that, which is huge. So yeah, we'd want to bring in, we got our Quasite here too. This is a great way to start combat. You can also start a combat as the Assassin, because we get the ability to get our action and bonus actions back. So typically in combat, we just want to, obviously we're not going to get the benefits of, so normally we would be able to attack and get double the damage, and we don't have that right yet because we're attacking our teammates, which are immune to the Assassin of Ball attack there. So yeah, it's quite strong. Sorry, Shadowheart, she's all beat up there. But with this weapon, what we want to do basically is we want to get into our sneak attack mode here. He sees us. So you can use a Fog Cloud. That's the beauty of Fog Cloud, is you can pop this down, and then you can go inside of it, and then you can stealth, and then you get your sneak attacks off. So that's pretty good. You can go ahead here and we'll get ourselves out because we have disadvantage. He sees us, so poop. And then we want to get out, sneak attack. So he sees us again. Come on. Let me attack you. He knows from my previous... Okay, we can move this around. Duh. Alright. Hiding successful. Sneak attack. Come on. Why does he see us? So, this isn't going to plan, but what we can do is we can even add in, as I said, the Steel Watcher helmet lets us sneak attack from here, so that is where we're going to do that from, so then we can attack him, and boom, stop that. Okay, I'll move the folding screen out of the way. This is not going to plan. We lost our fog cloud, so I'll have to pop it down again. And yeah, normally this would work a little bit better, but there we go. We get our sneak attack off, and this is going to deal a ton of extra damage. So, Luck of the Fire Realms, boom, critical hit. He may run away. He didn't. Perfect. So then we can do our attack again, and we got sneak attack off. Look at that, 42 damage. So we got our extra 14 damage from the weapon there, and then we can also do a perfectly balanced strike, which is going to do a ton of damage as well. Yeah, we took him out. We turned invisible, so then we can further go and attack another target because we have our Dread Ambusher, or he can run away and hide. So that's the nice thing about that. And then we also have our follow-up attacks that we can do. He's going to heal himself, but good way. Executioner here. Once per long rest, you can kill a creature. Next attack roll will be a critical hit. Boom. And then we also have the ability to continue attacking with our other choices there. Frightened him, and then we can action surge and then continue to attack. Sorry, Shadowheart's father, but just wanted to show off this build. He doesn't get the for some reason he won't get the vulnerability to piercing damage like the Duke Elder Ravengard would, but really weird. He drops 3 of his items there. So yeah, that is a very powerful Rogue Ranger Crimson Mischief build. This weapon is really strong, so I encourage you to give it a shot sometime. Paired with the Bell, you can do a bonus action attack and continue to further deal damage. And yeah, this is really great burst damage. You can also run away after this and restart combat and continue to do this over and over again. So if you're going with like a solo build, this can be pretty powerful. So thank you so much for watching. If you found this video useful, hit that subscribe button below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.